Take 417.
I got drunk on less than 15 beers. Got into fights with steers and fears. Oh, that was back when man was young. I stayed up 4 days at a time, mixing coke and meth and wine, PCP and Clorox just for fun. Back when man was young, it was all about having fun. Never about tomorrow, just today. Thought I was so cool, acting like a goddamn fool. Never thought today would ever come. Oh, that was back when man was young.
My name is Mike Preston. I'm a filmmaker. Well, one film. This film. I made this film. But I've been playing around with video for a number of years, and it was last year that I finally decided I wanted to branch out and do something long form. So I started applying for grants because I had been told you can get money if you do a documentary. But when they finally awarded me a grant, it was only $300. And I thought, what kind of stupid piece of crap documentary am I going to make for $300? Then I met Ben Marengo.
You know my daddy? I ever tell you about my daddy?
No, tell me about your
He's a pretty good looking guy, my daddy. A lot of people say I get my looks from my daddy, but I don't know, I guess it's for you to decide. But yeah, we used to always, daddy'd always be playing the kazoo or, excuse me, sir. Now what was you saying?
We were talking about your childhood. Your dad. Your dad was musical.
Yeah, my dad. My dad could fart up a storm, and as a matter of fact, a lot of my tunes people say it sounds like it come from somebody's ass. That'd be Daddy.
Oh.
That'd be Daddy.
I was hosting a cable TV talk show called Psychobabble at the time, and one night we were doing a remote taping in a nightclub, and at the last minute our musical guest canceled. So we're in a bind, we've got no musical guest, and the maintenance man says, well, there's a drunk guy with a guitar going through the dumpster outside. Perfect, bring him in. Well, he brought in his guitar, his music stand, a plastic bag full of loose papers that turned out to be his song catalog, and about 20 nearly empty bottles that he kept drinking out of. Some of them had cigarette butts in them. But when we propped him up over in the corner and he started to play, the audience genuinely seemed to enjoy it.
Now the couch on my porch went up like a torch when I fell asleep blowing weed. Good credit, good hygiene, 7 teeth and new blue jeans. They's all shit that I really need. Now the boss said he'd hire me, an hour later he fired me for falling asleep on the job. My mama, she said I'd be better off dead, and she called me a pig and a slob. Oh, I'm thinking about drinking, I'm thinking about drinking, thinking about drinking again. I'm thinking about drinking, my hair is a kinking, my boss is a stinking, my bass boat is sinking, I'm Campo Fanikin, I'm Mandy Patinkin, I pee in the kitchen sinking, my fur coat's a minkin, Abraham Lincoln, a semicolon is winking, you know, like on the computer. I'm thinking about drinking again. Thank
you. We had some trouble getting him out of the building at the end of the night, but other than that, he was a perfect guest. So I invited him to appear on the show again when we were back in the studio.
My girlfriend's kinda heavy, but you know, to me that's fine. When she steps on a talking scale, it says please one at a time. Although I think she's pretty, she wears a triple X size blouse. When my baby sits around the house, she sits around the house. You know your girlfriend's getting fat when she fits in your wife's clothes. How fat will she get? Well, only heaven knows.
I was hoping to make him a regular on the show, but his presence started to cause a little friction between my co-host and I.
Listen, I'm the one that has to get up close and personal with these jackasses on the couch. Preston don't know, he's behind the desk. He don't smell nothing. Think that Marengo's so damn entertaining. Try sitting next to him. You know what that man smells like? Failure. That's what he smells like. Has-been is not a pretty odor.
So after that, I decided to start visiting him at home, which turned out to be a house that belonged to one of his ex-wives. Apparently, she had made arrangements for him to stay there while she was out of the country for a few months in exchange for some remodeling work. But Ben had gotten as far as tearing apart the dining room and then fell in love with the acoustics, as he put it. So when I showed up to start the interview process, he was more than happy to put the whole reconstruction project on hold. Ben has a gift for putting projects on hold.
So I got my first guitar, I believe I was about 12 years old. Daddy stole it, and gave it to me, and I mean, it's been musical ever since. That's kind of the story of Ben Marengo right there. Daddy stole guitar. And you know what? Wait, I just got an idea for a song. Ben Marengo, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out raining France.
That's Desperado.
No, that's Ben Marengo. Listen again. Ben Marengo.
No.
Why don't you?
That's an Eagles song, Desperado.
Yeah, I believe Desperado is an Eagles song. You're right. Ben, this is Ben Marengo.
I noticed that you've got an American flag bandana. Like a lot of country singers, I noticed they're really patriotic, or they play up the patriotism thing. Is that?
Oh hell yeah! I love this country. I tried to enlist, but I was denied entrance to the military based on I got real. I got fat feet. A lot of people can't get in because they got flat feet. I got fat feet. They wouldn't let me in because they said I had fat feet, and I guess there's some sort of intelligence minimum that I could not come up with. But since I couldn't serve my country, I thought I'd write some special lyrics about it, about how much I love this country. And well, here's a little taste of that. Well, I find. Wait, how'd they go? Well, I find. I think it goes like this. Well, I fight to protect you, unless you're black, Hispanic, or Jew. I love this country, fuck you. I said I love this country, fuck you. I said I love this country, fuck you. That's a little taste of my love this country song.
So have you been writing songs as long as you've been playing guitar?
Oh yeah. I remember the first thing I did when I first got a guitar, I picked it up and I went like this. Bitch! Right there. It was like my very first thing I went, bitch! And I knew there was something magical about me. That was my first song. It just went, hey bitch, hey bitch, hey bitch. That was the first one.
Well, not to put too fine a point on it, but let's talk about your relationships with women, if we could. I understand you've been married a few times.
Oh Lord, I've been married. Hell, I don't even know how many times I've been married. I think 6 or 7 times, and then there was not counting the 3 that was annulled. But yeah, I haven't had very good luck with women when it comes to marriage. Nah.
Not good at all.
And everything was going really good. I don't know what his problem is. He would go, get married again, come back and have another baby with me. And like I said, then the last one, we had Boner Ray. Boner being, he's just like his daddy. He got a tool on him, just like his daddy. And let's see, Ben had, he had quite the tool.
So we met in Vegas. Yeah, Vegas. What happens in Vegas is supposed to stay there, but this didn't. We got married by the Elvis preacher. I finally sobered up. He never did. Probably never will. I just had to move on. You can only spend so much time waiting for somebody to change. 3 days. 3 very, very long days.
You know, my daddy always told me if you meet a man at a bar, you end up with a drunk.
So, even back then, Ben was drinking a lot?
You know, let's just say drinking was a big part of our problem. I'm not sure if he would have peed all over the trailer had he been sober, but it was like living in a rainforest.
Did you ever try an intervention?
Yeah, that was a complete disaster too.
Why?
You know, with the intervention, you're supposed to invite the friends and the family and everybody that's important to him. All Ben's friends and family bought beer to the intervention. He loved it. He can't wait till the next intervention.
Was there a medical professional involved?
Don't even get me started on that idiot.
Thanks.
So I understand you were at the Ben Marengo intervention?
Was I? You know what? You're going to have to refresh my memory on that one. That was kind of a blowout. I sure hope they weren't shooting video on that night.
So you don't feel that Ben Marengo has a drinking problem?
I've been out drinking with Ben Marengo on many occasions, and I've sat at the bar with him, and I've never known him to ever tip a bartender or to ever buy anybody else a drink. So, I wouldn't say so much as that Ben Marengo has a drinking problem, so much as he's got a cheap prick problem. You know what I mean?
So you're not concerned for his health at all?
All right, let me clear things up. I have examined Ben Marengo on 3 occasions. Twice over the phone, once in the parking lot, and I have found Ben Marengo to be in perfect health, for an aging country star who often sleeps outside.
Then why is it that you've written over 30 prescriptions for him in the last couple of years?
It's just human nature. Everybody wants to feel good, right? I'm just trying to help people feel better. Can I get you anything?
But one thing I've always said is women are like guitar strings. It's best to change them after every show. And I found out too, if they's wound too tight, they'll snap. End of story.
One day while I was setting up, Ben started talking about this album, Blood on the Trucks, and how it was his musical masterpiece and probably the greatest piece of music in recorded history and the standard by which all music will be judged in the future. I finally had to admit, look, I'm not all that familiar with his stuff. I've never actually heard the album before. He looked at me and he said, "It's because I haven't recorded it yet, dumbass." So I thought, well, I'll just document the making of the album. That'll be the focus of this film. How hard can that be? But when I said it to Ben, it was like I called his bluff. He got all nervous and fidgety, and he said, well, I guess I better finish up the songs. He then spent the next 3 days laying out in the yard getting drunk. And I'm not a musician, so I don't know how this process works. But I finally just woke him up one day and said, shouldn't you be getting some other musicians in here to rehearse the songs or something? He looked up at me for a minute and thought about it. He said, well, I seen this feller with a banjo once.
This session here, we're gonna put a little banjo music in, and this fella right over here, kind of interested. I met him under a bridge. He don't do a whole lot of talking, but he's a mighty fine picker, so I thought maybe he'd be good on this Go ahead and sit down if you want. I thought he'd be perfect on this project because I'm looking to get that real country. You could set yourself down there, son. And I thought for this project it'd be good to have some banjo music in it too. It could really give it that county feel, that county music. Son, why don't you sit down? Yeah. Well, suit yourself, suit yourself. So anyway, the way I like to, the way I like to do stuff is start off with a little jamming. So if you could, let's start off with something slow and see how that sounds. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's good, son, but that's a little fast. So let's try. Oh, you want to do something fast? Let's do something fast. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's kind of slow. That's good. You're can you hear me? All right, son. Okay. Why don't you just start playing and I'll jump in and we'll sort of see what we. Son, can you hear me? Okay. Can you see me? I guess that means yes. Okay, let's warm up to a little Foggy Mountain Breakdown. Want to do that? Okay, go on, take it, son. 1, 2, 3. All right, I think this fella might actually work out. This might be kind of good.
It didn't work out.
Could we get this boy out of here? He's creeping the hell out of me. Okay, banjo boy, that was good. We'll call you if we need you again, banjo boy. But we're pretty much that's it. That's all of that with us, there, banjo. Good Lord, that fucker creeped me out.
A few days later, when the banjo player finally disappeared, I decided maybe I'd better take it upon myself to find a professional for Ben to collaborate with. So I started asking around, and I found this local guy, Pete Berwick, who's actually recorded several critically acclaimed albums, and I asked him if he'd be interested in lending a hand. And I kind of embellished Ben's resume, maybe made up some credits, and I might have made it seem like a better opportunity than it actually was.
My name's Pete Berwick. I've been a professional musician, touring musician for 30 years. I've performed with major acts. I've lived and recorded in Nashville's finest studios. I've released 3 albums. I got a 4th on the way, and I just continue to tour and write. I'm a highly acclaimed songwriter. My reviews on my albums are all great. I've been reviewed by former writers of Rolling Stone, Cream Magazine, Billboard, and I'm really proud of my achievements, and I'm really looking forward to working with Ben Marengo. This is an exciting opportunity, and I expect good things.
Okay, Pat. Here's what we're gonna do.
It's Pete.
Yeah, we're gonna let's do the one I said and we rehearsed. All right, are you ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Here you go. 1, 2. If you came here to party like something, did that sound right?
No, it's try it again. I think you might be a little out of tune.
Okay, let's see. Let's try it again. Okay, here we go. 1, 2.
If
If you came here to party like good old days. Yeah, I said there's something.
Well, you might want to try turning the
Let's
pegs. You're out of
let me
tune.
try without a pick. I think if I do without a pick, we'll be okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. If you came here to party, well, this just ain't sounding right at all.
No,
Is that microphone hooked up correctly?
Yeah, tune them at the pegs.
Microphone. Okay.
Microphone doesn't have anything to do with it.
I'm always looking for new sounds. Let's try a beer bottle instead of a pick, all right? Beer bottle. Okay. 1, 2. If you came here to party like good old days. What's the matter?
You're still out of tune, man. A bottle cap ain't gonna do it.
Alright.
You gotta turn these little pegs at the top of your guitar. That's how you tune your guitar.
Yeah, let's maybe we'll get lucky this time. Let's try one more time. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. If you came here to party. You know, I believe we're not working.
We're not.
One of us.
Well,
one of us is not.
I believe I am. You might want to strum yours one time. And that sounds pretty bad.
Yeah, here. Why don't you give me your that.
It's called an E string.
Yeah, that big thick one. Give me that. Let's see it.
It's called an E string. You gotta slow down.
How's that?
No, you went way high on it. Go a little.
I'm a little high.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying.
Okay,
Come back down.
Okay, try it again.
Hold on. Slow down.
Right about there.
No. You gotta come back, man. You gotta come back.
Okay, give it to me again.
You gotta like have an ear. You gotta listen. Yeah. No.
There, we got it?
Well, you had it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect, yeah, you got it.
Okay, here we go. Okay. If you came to the party I think we may have to do all of them.
There were moments during that session when I thought things were really coming together. But then Ben would remember he left a beer on the toilet, or he had to finish writing a verse and he'd go lay out in the yard for about 40 minutes. I guess he's got an extremely severe case of attention deficit disorder. Or alcoholism. Maybe both. I'm not a doctor.
That's okay. You know, I think I gotta take me a little break. I think that I'm
again.
Yeah, I'm empty. I gotta
work. Are we gonna work here?
Yeah, just a minute. I gotta give me some more beer and chili.
How's the session going, Pete?
Session, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's going like shit. This guy can't tune a guitar, doesn't know how many strings are on his guitar. He's fucking running the bathroom every 5 minutes doing God knows what. He's a drunk. I mean, this is it? I'm supposed to work with this guy? I mean, I was told, that Ben Marengo was a shit, like you gotta work with him. Everybody works with him. From Nashville and beyond, people in LA, they're telling me you're lining up to work with this fucking guy. This is bullshit. I mean, I'm ready to smash this fucking guitar over his head, to be honest with you, but I'm not that kind of guy. I don't like to hurt people. But I mean, if anyone deserves to be hurt, it's this piece of shit. What the fuck, I mean, he's telling me I'm out of tune. He's telling me I don't know how to count. The guy's so stoned, I don't even think he knows whether he's here or not. I wish he wasn't. I wish I wasn't here. How's it going? Guy's a fucking hack.
All right, Jesus, I had me a slap in this hat when I was out there. God damn it, I forgot my beer. I'll be right back, Pat. Something just ain't right.
Something ain't right.
Ain't got the right feel. I had me an alternate idea for a recording. I say we give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. Come on, let's go give that a shot. Okay, here's what I thought, Paul. I thought, where are most songs heard on the radio? In the car. Where do most people sing? In the car. Where should we record this CD? In a truck, but I don't got a truck, so I thought in a car. So I thought we'd give it a shot here.
You figured that all by yourself.
Yeah, I did. I know I'm an innovator. I'm an innovator. Let's do it in F sharp major minor 7th. Okay. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm not getting the feel that you want to work.
No, I want to work, but I mean we're in a fucking car. A car's not a studio.
Well, it just seems like it's like
you asked me if there's an age. What the fuck? I mean, I was told that you were the one to work with.
Music is given and take, and
Jesus Christ, I fucking, you know what? Fuck this shit. Fuck you.
It's like I'm giving everything, and I'm.
You want to go in the bathroom again?
That's not a bad idea. I think I'll
take another shit. Do some more pills.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Ben said he was glad that Pete left because he couldn't work with anyone that unprofessional. I was starting to get really frustrated, and I had what I thought was a brainstorm. Why not just record a live album? You know, book yourself into a gig and bring some recording equipment? But when I mentioned it to Ben, he said, nah, I already tried that once. I said, well, what happened? But he wouldn't talk about it.
The live album was the one that was supposed to resurrect his career, but it never happened.
Why not?
Because the album sucked. Primarily because Ben decided to record it himself. He used some old cassette tape recorder at some truck stop gig in Ohio. And back then, Ben was drinking a lot. Not as much as he drinks today, but a lot. And it definitely affected the recording.
How so?
Well, he never really got around to playing any songs. Most of the album is about an hour of him drinking and bitching about his ex-wives. Then at one point he passes out. I'd say about the last 20 minutes or so, the only audio you can hear is Ben snoring and occasionally people rifling through his pockets. It's actually become quite a cult classic at frat houses across Wisconsin, but to most people it's unlistenable.
At that point, things were not proceeding at all. Ben said he had some more writing to do and went back to laying out in the yard getting drunk. So we were stuck. And I was starting to get a little desperate. I mean, if he's not making an album, I've got no movie, and I've wasted all this time. So I decided to dip into the budget and bring somebody in from the mental health field to assess the situation. Let me tell you, that was the best $20 I ever spent.
Yeah, hello. My name is Gerhard van Holzendorfen, and I have been practicing psychotherapy for 20 years, with or without the permission of the American Medical Association. Before we begin, I am required by law to tell you I am not currently licensed to practice in the United States, and that I have several outstanding court cases that may or may not involve inappropriate physical contact with my patients.
Is that inappropriate physical contact of a sexual nature or a violent nature?
To which case are you referring? So Ben, I understand you are having trouble bringing your latest recording project to fruition. How do you feel about this?
Well, I tell you, it's I don't feel good at all about it. It's I just can't seem to find the right people to work with. I mean, I have a vision and they just don't share it.
Yeah, I hear that you have this blame issue. Do you believe you have anything to do with, so far, your inability to bring this to its ultimate satisfaction?
I don't think you're listening to me there, Dr. Pepper. I'm trying to tell you, the problem isn't lying with me. The problem is with the people I'm trying to work with.
Well, I understand. So noted. So, I cannot help but say that I smell a very strong alcohol scent coming from your person. Currently, do you believe that alcohol may have something to do with these issues?
I ain't got no drinking problem, if that's what you're hitting towards there, Nazi boy. The problem ain't with my drinking, the problem is with the other people around me. I don't know how much clearer I can make that with you.
Let's pay attention to you, not blaming other people right now. So let me ask you some more questions. Do you ever hide the alcohol?
No.
You don't hide the alcohol?
No.
Okay. Would you object to me looking around your house a little bit, just to get to know your environment a little better?
Well, you know, a man's house is his castle.
This is correct, but as I need to get to know you better to treat you.
Yeah, I don't really see where that's necessary. I'll be honest with you, but.
Well, I would insist. I think it's very good for me to get to know my clients by at least understanding how they live. So I hope this is okay.
Well, if you need to be snoofling around, as you Germans say, I guess we'll have to. Okay, you ain't gonna find nothing here. No reason. Look, this is just where I sleep, Doc. This is nothing here. So let's come on. We'll just move on.
This area here?
Yeah, that's just where I sleep. Yeah, that's just.
Oh, this is box.
Oh yeah, them's my
Box here.
them's my shams.
Shams?
See, yeah, my shams. It's your sham wow, your pillow shams. That's why I keep under my bed.
Oh,
So
shams. So
nothing
you
really
want
see
to
there.
look at the
No,
shams.
there's nothing to see.
Look at the
There's
shams.
nothing to see there.
Guten Tag. This is very sad, Ben. Very sad.
Yeah, I know, they're all empty. I tell you, I try to stay one step ahead of them. That son of a bitch is good.
Mr. Marengo! Mr. Marengo! Mr. Marengo! In summary, I must say that there is very little hope for Ben Marengo. These notes, I say to this, fuck these notes! Ben Marengo must leave this fucking house. He must leave it now.
I
If
couldn't
there's
help but
any hope
overhear you.
at
I
all.
couldn't help but overhear. Leave the house sounds like a goddamn good idea. Here's your coat. Hey, guess what?
I am here to help you.
Oh, guess what? I'm
and
cured.
you don't want my help.
I'm cured. Come on, Doc.
Yeah, you're
Go ahead
cured.
out there.
You're cured.
Don't
You're
let the
fucking
door hit you
cured.
in the ass on the way
Fucking
out
cured.
there, Adolf. Okay, so long. So long there, Dr. Pecker. Jesus Christ. That guy's nuts. They call him a therapist. He's very pissed. That's what his problem is.
You can say what you want about Gerhard von Holzendorfen, but he hit the nail on the head. There was no way that album was going to be recorded in that house. For one thing, there was no recording equipment. I asked Ben about that one day, and he said, well, ain't there tape in that camera? Yeah, we had to get out of that house. So Ben found the wife's keys, and away we went.
Where are we headed today, Ben?
Well, I finally get to lay down the tracks here. We're going to the Acme Recording Studios. I read about them there on them Yeller pages. It was the one recording studio that actually fit my budget. It looks like I'll be able to get this whole project done for pretty near $50. So, on an unrelated note, you don't happen to have $40 I could borrow, do you? Well, my early musical influences, like most, musicians of country variety, are, Hank Williams. You got, pass! All those earlier influences were very beneficial to my music. I think we're near it. Yeah, there it is. That's the place right there. That's
Acme Recording Studios?
No, that's the one over there. Yeah, that's it. I'm supposed to meet him right now. Yeah, this is it. This is Acme. All right. Yeah, it's exciting, man. We're gonna go in there. Go in there and meet Mr. Acme. We're gonna make us some music. Excuse me, Mr. Acme? How you doing? I'm Ben Marengo. I talked to you on the telephone earlier today.
Man, on the site, man. Welcome back to my studios, man.
Yeah, it's a great place you got here. I'm looking forward, like I said, I want to get my album recorded.
Yeah. Lay it on me, though. Tell me a little bit about what you are, man.
Well, it's county music. It's kind of like country western, but it's more county music is what I like to call it. It's a very unique sound.
Yeah, that's what I'm buying off of you, man. That's what I'm vibing. We'll just tell you a little something about what's going on here. We've produced some big name, man.
Yeah, who have you worked with?
Familiar with Vic Bono, man?
I'm not familiar with
Victor
him.
Bono, man. This guy's got some heart. He's got soul. He talks about being a fat guy, and he does a lot of poetry, and he's King Tut, man. That's all you need to know.
No, I'm not familiar with his
Maybe
work.
the name Freddie Fender might ring a bell.
I know Freddie Fender.
Freddie
Yeah,
was a good.
Freddie recorded here.
Good friend of mine. Yeah, man. This guy used to come here all the time, and I'll tell you what, that guy had a heart of gold. And when Freddie died, my brother was right by his side, man. It was a terrible thing.
I didn't even know Freddie had passed.
Yeah, he's dead, man. But listen, this is what country singing's about, man. Let me just give you a little overhead about it. Freddie was all in his heart, man, and that guy he said to me, and I'll tell you what he said to me one time. He said, man, if you get sad and if the teardrops start to fall, he said, I'll be there before that next teardrop falls. And that fucking guy just came through every fucking time. He was full of soul, he was full of country, man, and that guy was just fucking out of sight, man.
See, I think already I feel a connection here because I have a sound in my head.
Let me show you something.
And in my heart.
Freddie did this for me, man. He said, 2 Max, Freddie Fender. Okay?
What's that there, Max? What?
Jizz.
Yeah, okay.
It's not for me to ask, man. He just wrote that. It came from his heart. I don't know exactly what, but he just wrote
What year was that?
74, man.
Wow.
1974.
Well, have you recorded anybody a little more recent than?
Well, I told you, like I said, Freddie took ill. He got sick, and this cat passed away in like 82. So, yeah, we've been laying a little bit low, and but digging the sound, man, and I want to hear what you got.
Yeah, either way, that's it. I'm here.
We're going to lay some tracks down.
I'm looking forward to working with you. Like I said, I got a sound in my head and in my heart, and I haven't been able to get it down yet, and I'm hoping you could be the man that could do that. Here's the deal, though, Mr. Acme. I'm on a very tight budget, so what are we looking at here, all inclusive? What are we looking at for a price?
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I think you got something. You know, it's just a vibe. I heard nothing.
Yeah, I know, but I'd like to talk actual dollar figures.
Well, why don't you throw me $5 bills, man, and then we'll lay some tracks down and we'll get it. You got me in here.
I believe I got $5-10 on me, so $50.
No charge from me, man. Here's what we're looking at: $500, and you get.
Whoa! I don't got $500. I thought your ad said $50.
Yeah. No. They must have done something bad down at Kinko's or something, man.
Oh man,
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like we got something going on. You ready? And I feel there's some electricity here. And I'm gonna give you my services for nothing, man. We're just gonna go bare bones, and you throw me $300, man, and we're gonna fly
that's
with
still a little too. How about if I get you 50 today?
How about I do you the Freddie Fender discount, okay?
What's
Freddie
that?
came in here one time with nothing but a fucking guitar and $100, and we laid down wasted days and wasted nights, and we did that in like 20 minutes, man. And the rest is fucking gold.
All right,
$100.
Like I said, I'm just short of 50 right now. If I could give you that now as a down payment, and I'm so positive that you're gonna like what I lay down that I think once we start recording, you're gonna say, Ben, you're good for the money. I know it.
You drive a fucking deal, man. You
All right.
drive a hard fucking deal.
What do you say? Can we make some music?
I say let's make some fucking music.
Let's make some music. All right, let's go do it.
So just to clarify, for $50, then you're going to give him the master disc of his recording sessions?
Yeah, I'll make a dupe.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll all work out. I know it'll work out. I like this. I like this cat. I got a connection with him.
I'm just curious as to what sort of technology you're using, digital, analog.
Let me just say this, man. You ever heard the word Panasonic? You ever heard of Panasonic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we use nothing but Panasonic recording equipment, man. And it's all RCA connectors in it. I might be over your head. I might be talking too high for what you can understand, man. But it is solid recording, man. It's fucking knock you out, man.
Okay, and then he gets the final disc.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna make like a duplicate. After I make it, I'm gonna do. My friend's got what you call a dual cassette recorder, and we go from one right to the other. You don't lose a fucking thing, man.
Wait, dual
generation.
You say dual cassette?
Yeah, take a look at what we got here, okay?
Yeah, okay, I see that. But
we got the ends here, and we're gonna come in, and then you come right out of this fucking baby right
wait,
here.
We're recording through that?
This is what it is, man. I tell you what, I bought this thing in 1984, and I haven't yet to see anything even close to the fucking sound you will get out of it.
I don't know. I feel good about this. I feel positive. If you think you know what you're doing,
feel how heavy this fucker is, man. It's just like it's solid.
I guess that's how you judge good equipment by its weight.
Bono laid down one of his fat poems on this right before he died, man. And I tell you what, people say that's the best fucking thing he ever did.
All right, well, quite frankly, I don't want to hear any more stories about, no offense, about Freddie Fender or Victor Bono, because that's a past. I say let's go make some music right now.
Make some music, man.
Let's go do it.
Rock it out.
Here we go. Let's count it down. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Your eyes pretend they don't want to see me. Your lips pretend that they want to see me. Your feet pretend that they'll never leave me. Your heart ain't lying, but your calling's full of shit. My girlfriend's kinda heavy, but you know to me that's fine. When she steps on a talking scale, it says 1 at a time. Although I think she's pretty, she wears a triple XI blouse. When my baby sits around the house, she sits around the house. I like to drink, I like to smoke, I like to tell me an off-color joke. All I really need is a silo full of weed. And you, I need you. Drinking beer, pounding booze, without my shirt, without my shoes. My guitar and my song, and a 4.5-foot bone. With steers and queers. Oh, that was back when Ben was young. I stayed up for days at a time, mixing coke and meth and wine, PCP and Clorox just for fun. Back when Ben was young, it was all about it. If you came here to party with good old Ben, then throw both your feet in the air. If you came here to party with good old Ben, then let's hear you people swear. Let me hear you swear. Everything I'm on to get some ass. I'm on to get some ass. I'm on to get some ass. Dot, 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 dash, dash, dash. If you came here to party with good old Ben, then ain't like it, don't care.
It was a miracle. After all this time, the mythical album that Ben had been talking about for years was finally down on tape. His musical masterpiece had been recorded. But there were still some complications.
Oh, man, solid gold, man.
I felt pretty good.
Let me what was your name again? Was it Maranto or Mirandi?
Marengo.
Marengo. Yeah, Ben. Marengo Tango.
Marengo.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right,
Yeah, I
so
can't wait to listen to it now.
I'm gonna lock this baby up.
I want to listen to it.
I understand that, but I'm gonna put. Here's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna get that deposit, and then we're gonna put some bells and whistles on this thing and have this thing humming like a songbird. So we'll get that money.
I got almost all of it out in the truck. If you give me that, I'll just be right back.
Let's just hold the tape for for the deposit. But man, this thing's gonna fly. Let me just lock this up. You get that.
All right,
cash
but
on
you're
up.
going to make it sound great, right?
Oh man, it's gonna sound.
All right,
like,
I waited
like
this long.
cheese, man.
I waited this long. I guess I could wait one more day. Okay, and I'll get you that money, I swear.
Righteous, man. Yeah, Marengo.
Okay, all right, I will. That fucker better give me my tape back. That's my whole life. That's my art. That's my baby. That's my children. That's my dog and cat. My goldfish.
So once again, everything was essentially dead in the water. Ben's album, my documentary, everything. After a couple of weeks, I decided to call Max Acme and see if maybe we could work out some sort of payment plan. But when I finally got him on the phone, he informed me that he had lost Acme Studios and all its holdings in a game of chance. He also told me, gambling's a disease, man, don't judge me. I assured him I wasn't judging anyone. I just wanted to know who had Ben's master tape now.
Is this fucking thing rolling? All right, good. Is the lens cap off at least? All right, good. My name is Louis Numbnut Sullivan. I'm a theatrical manager, and right now I'm currently in the process of trying to take on Ben Marengo, who's a singer, so they tell me. I won his entire music catalog in a poker game, which between me and you doesn't mean shit to me. All right? And I'm gay.
Everything about Louis Numbnut Sullivan reeked of bad cologne and shady business deals. If I had cared at all about anything, I would have asked myself, what kind of man is Ben getting involved with? But by that point, I didn't care. At all. About anything.
Howdy. I'm supposed to meet with you here. My name's Ben.
Hey, Ben. How you doing?
Ben Marengo.
Yeah, I know. That's a catchy name. Where'd you get that from?
It's, I was born with it.
Oh, okay. So, listen, Ben.
A lot of people change their name for show business, but my kind of music is real, so I thought my name should be real. So my name is Benjamin B. Marengo. The B stands for Ben. So that's why I got it. It's Benjamin Ben Marengo, and I use the Ben.
All right, Ben. Let's cut to the chase here. I don't want to be here at all. I got to be honest with you. Okay? So I came in today because I won your set list, your song list in a poker game. All right, and I'm supposed to try to get you some work or something like that. So where do you see yourself playing? What kind of venues?
Well, you know, I play gin joints, honky tonks all over the county, and I'd like to expand to maybe two or three other counties. So, but it's mostly musical venues because I am a musician.
All right, I'm gonna go down a list of clubs that maybe you've heard of. Butt lickers.
No, I did shit kickers.
Jizzbos.
I almost had a booking with Jizzbos, but they closed down.
Blue Suede Shoes.
Never heard of it.
Okay. All right. These are some of the places that I represent. I'll try to get you showcases in them. In the meantime, you got to do something with this fucking look of yours, all right? You look like you just murdered a cow.
Like I said, this is me. This is my look. It's. I think it's expressed through my music.
I got to be honest with you. You look like you should be performing in a prison yard.
I'm often imitated, rarely duplicated. That's all I got to say. Anyway, so about some current gigs. That's what I want to know. What do you got for me now? What do you have for me now?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut to the chase, and I'm going to send you over to Zany's Comedy Club.
Whoa. I don't do comedy clubs. I do truck stops, gin joints, shitholes.
Ben! You get your ass out of my office and change that shirt! I got a call coming in.
I need the work, Mr.
Hello.
Nuts. I need the work.
Numbnuts here. All right, take care, Ben. All right. No, $300 for that. Don't fuck yourself!
I had no idea at the time, but Numbnut Sullivan proved to be the turning point in Ben Marengo's career. The man was a genius with a strategy. Ben suddenly became what they call a media magnet. Not only did he start booking Ben into comedy clubs, he released the album and lined up interviews with every major magazine in the country. even some that had been out of print for years.
Smoke some grass, wanna nip the back. Dishes as you came out, party with good old Ben. Then drink like you don't fucking care. Let me see like you don't care. Drink like you don't care. Come on.
Yeehaw! This is Suey 102.7, The Pig. This is Luscious Larry the Legend on the radio. Gonna play some tunes for you right after the news and the weather. We got a tractor pull out at the mall. We got wrestling at the Armory. This is a big double play weekend. And right now we're gonna play the hottest record in the land, the one y'all been calling about on your CB radios. Here is Ben Marengo on the Hog.
I was too fast to drink and when not down.
Sweet Mother, our Lord Jesus Christ. Can you believe this shit is a #1 hit? My aching bunghole. I was in the band for 22 years with this piece of pig shit. He calls himself Ben Marengo. I know his real name. It's Murgatroyd Kalinkowitz. We've been friends for a long time, or I thought we were. Look at that face. That's uglier than a barrel full of assholes. That's a nose job right there. That's a fake beard. He got Hollywood on us. When he get a couple of dollars in his pocket playing the county fairs and everything, he forget who his friends are. I'm the one that gave him airplay down in Tallahassee right after the Klan rally came through town. The bikers liked him. I put him on the air. Next thing you know, he's got a tour bus and a woman all over him, and I'm still here in my dirt floor chicken wire studios. I ain't happy about it. This piece of shit, Ben Marengo.
I had never even thought of him as marketable before, but it turns out he's the perfect product for mindless consumers. He's not deep or complicated like sober people, and he speaks in sound bites, so even if what he's saying doesn't make sense, it's easy to remember.
Your ears pretend that they cannot hear me. Your hands pretend they don't want to beer me. Your dad pretends he don't want to queer me. Your heart ain't lying, but your colon's full of shit.
As Numbnuts told me, the American public doesn't know the difference between Toby Keith and Larry the Cable Guy, and Ben Marengo falls right in the middle of that country fried chicken shit sandwich. A star was born.
Then there was a time I was standing in line at the 7-Eleven store.
When Ben got booked on that country music show, Chemung City Limits, they said it was the first time any of their artists had actually used a cheat sheet for the lyrics. They offered to put the words up on a teleprompter for him, but Ben said he wasn't falling for any of that mind control crap.
So I started in line as he pointed to a sign, then walked over to it. No shirt, no shoes, with no shit. No shirt, no shoes, but motherfucker, I got me plenty of booze. No shirt, no shoes, with no shit. No shirt, no shoes, no shit. Shirt, shoes, shit. Thank you.
You know, they say that success changes people, but not Ben Marengo. Even success couldn't penetrate the fortress of ignorance that he's built up over the years. I think I can safely say that fame and fortune have had absolutely no impact on him whatsoever. Although he did move. When I went to find him to wrap things up, he was no longer at his ex-wife's house. Well, he wasn't at that ex-wife's house.
Yeah, as it turned out, things didn't work out at my former residence. Turns out I don't know nothing about finishing a living room or refinishing a dining room. Hell, the only thing I know about finishing is a 12-pack and a bottle of Jack. Yeah, I like that. Got a 12-pack and a bottle of Jack. Gotta find a gal to empty my sack. I like that. That's got some good song potential. Anyway, so as the Lord says, it worked out because as the Lord says, when I close a door, I open up an ex-wife. And that's what happened here. I ran into Darlene there a couple days back, and she'd heard one of my songs on the radio, and I guess it impressed a little lady because she told me I could stay here. And plus, she thought it'd be good for me to be around the kids around Halloween.
That is fortunate. This seems like a pretty nice place.
Oh, yeah, hell, it's a real nice place. This is, this ain't exactly where I'm staying, though. I got me my own private chapeau in the back.
This is where you're living?
This is it, baby. Chapeau Marengo. Check it out. Darlene said I could stay here just as long as I clean up all the poo.
She's got a dog?
Mm-mm. Let me show what I got here. I got me a rooftop patio. I got a strong plastic roof over my head. You know, come wintertime, I'm going to have to do a little winterizing, and by that I mean actually putting in doors and windows.
But Ben, your album's doing really well. Shouldn't you be able to afford a place of your own?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I just talked to Mr. Sullivan. That man is a saint. You know what he did for me just the other day? He gave me a ride in his brand new Lexus. He said, Ben, we're going to practice fame and fortune and play limo driver. And he drove up front. And I'll tell you, know what I learned? I did not know that in a limo you rode in the trunk. Lexus, what a beautiful automobile. Hey, Lexus, that rhymes with Texas. Maybe I'll write me a song about that. All my exes are driving Lexus. Now I'm hitchhiking here in Texas.
But your manager's driving a Lexus, and you're living out here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what else he did. Let me show you what else the man did. Here's what he did for me. Check this out. Yeah, look what he got me here. He got me oh wait, them's my pillow shams. I haven't completely moved in yet. Anyway, he got me these. He said that I could sell these after the show, and I could keep every penny of it.
Are those 8-track tapes?
Damn straight they is. Look at them, ain't they beautiful? I'll tell you, I get to sell these after the show, and I get to keep every penny. That's what the man done for me.
Who's gonna buy 8-track tapes?
Well, apparently, son, me and you do not travel in the same circles. Just the other day, that banjo guy said he'd trade me some squirrel's teeth for one of these.
Yeah, I found the disparity in fortunes more than a little disturbing, and for a while I actually considered contacting the Better Business Bureau or some other investigative agency, but you don't mess with a man like Numbnut Sullivan. And besides, Ben seems so happy. Is it really my place to point out to someone how much their life sucks? I guess that childlike simplicity is his charm, you know, his eternal optimism, his genuine wonder at the simplest things. Maybe that's his purpose in life. Maybe he's here to teach us all a lesson about how to live in the moment, how to celebrate the smallest victories, how to focus on the positive rather than the negative, and believe in good fortune and that tomorrow's going to be a brighter day. Or maybe he's just an idiot.
Yep, things is really looking up for old Ben. Damn birds.